Welcome to my sit spot. So this is a little area I just have on the property where I live. It's just an area that overlooks a bit of a waterhole, which is down behind where you guys will be viewing me from. But what it allows me to do is to basically sit in the bush in a comfortable spot. I lean against the tree here and be still. So I can be very still and very quiet, and I can just watch the bush absorb me. What we tend to do as humans, when we walk into an area, and a lot of people who don't see a lot of wildlife have this problem. When they go for a hike, go for a camp, they're very noisy, and they're very much in a disruptive mode of disturbing the ecosystem's baseline. When you have a location like this one I'm in, which is just nothing particularly remarkable, but it allows me just to become stationary and to observe. When I do that, my nature awareness ability is enhanced because I'm getting this sense of being accepted by the environment completely and totally. Things start to come back behind the disturbance that I initially created. They backfill it. And the bird life returns, the birds start to become curious. Or the insect life resumes its normal sort of routine, as you can tell with the cicadas noisily going off in the background. And I just become aware of the rhythms and the patterns of the ecosystem that I'm now observing. And I'm being still, and as a consequence, my movements aren't disrupting things continuously. So a lot of this stuff looks very, very gentle. This is not necessarily a genteel experience. I've used this in sort of warfare context in terms of by being still, I'm able to observe the environment, be detecting someone else moving in that environment rather than being detected. From a hunting point of view, it's the same concept. This is basically an ambush, but in this context that we're discussing here, I'm using the same strategy for a very peaceful purpose. I'm using it to observe and learn more about nature, to become more astute at observing what's going on in the spaces of the bush that normally we don't get to see because we're just too noisy and too loud as we move around, or even when we sit still and set up our camp. We're just too loud. So we push all the wildlife away. By using this type of tactic, strategy, whatever you want to call it, I allow myself to be more discreet and everything to come back in close so I can actually see what's going on. And it's a very enjoyable pursuit. It also gives me that mental break from the hectic lifestyle and pace of life in the modern world. The most technology I've got here is the camera I'm talking to you on. Everything else I don't want my phone going off. I don't want to be contactable in that way. I don't want to be pestered by technology. I just want to have all that left back in the main camp. I'll sit out here and enjoy the peace and quiet of just being in the bush. And I start to tune in as a consequence to the bird life, and I just relax and unwind. Highly recommend it. So if you haven't tried this before, find a bit of bush somewhere, go and find somewhere you can sit comfortably for a period of time, go there and sit still and just see what happens. It's quite an interesting experience. Right, I'll get back to it.